You may not be exactly where you want to be in life right now, or you once envisioned yourself. And if that lets you click on this video, I want you to know I've been in that place too. It can feel overwhelming when you find yourself in a stage of life. You may feel directionless. You may feel uneasy about what the future holds. I experienced this during the career crisis. I started a career in a field that didn't excite me. When the crisis hit, I had no idea what my future would look like. Deep inside, I knew I wanted something different. Deep inside, I knew I was capable of more. But I had no clarity on what that was, so I sought ways to escape. I drowned myself in Netflix. I tried to be alone. I even tried to cut a relationship with people who were there for me. I did anything to avoid facing the reality that I was living life that didn't fulfill me. I wanted to break free, but I didn't know how. And this is where everything can shift for you. When the pain of staying where you are becomes greater than the discomfort of change, that's when transformation begins. That's the moment when you take action. When you take responsibility for both your present and your future. Because real change begins when you stop blaming others, when you stop blaming circumstances beyond your control. It's easy to do that. It's always easier to blame external factors for why life isn't where you want to be. But it takes strength to own your reality. It takes courage to shift your focus from dwelling on the past to creating on the future. Konosuke Matsushita, founder of Panasonic, once said, "The secret to success is to find what you truly want to do and pour your passion into it." And in this video, I want to show you how to start building a new version of yourself. And it all starts with clarity. It's far better to make slower progress, climbing to the right mountain, than to rush to the wrong one. To find your mountain, the right path for you, you need to be clear about where you want to go. As Shibusawa Eiichi, father of Japanese economics, famously said, "Begin with end in mind." By the end of this year, how you know it's been a successful one. By the end of this week, how you know it's been a productive one. By the end of today, how you know you move forward in a meaningful way. When you start with end in mind, your daily action gains meaning. Your priority becomes clear. This is exactly what people like Masayoshi Son, Japan's richest billionaire, did to accomplish their goals. To transform their life into something groundbreaking. In the 1980s, while trying his empire, Masayoshi Son wrote himself a letter. At the top and bottom, he wrote the word vision, and within it, he declared, "I, Masayoshi Son, will build a company that will change the world. I will revolutionize the industries with cutting-edge technologies. I will create a legacy that will endure for generations. I will earn billions, reshape Japan's economical landscape." He aspired to build a business so vast that we counted like tofu, where icho means 1 trillion in Japanese. He wrote this down so he could read it out loud every single day. He embedded that vision deep into subconsciousness. He made it seemingly impossible possible. Once he had clarity on his goal, he began aligning his present actions with the future he determined to create. I did the same when I lost my first job after graduating. I was stuck in limbo, and one of the first things I did was turn inward. There's an old saying, the longest journey we take as human is the one from our heads to our hearts. Real wisdom starts with self-awareness, so I committed to understand myself better. And it starts with 3 simple yet powerful questions I'd like you to reflect on too. What success truly mean to you? Not what others say success should be. What does it mean to you? What kind of impact do you want to have in the world? What unique value can you offer others? Why are these 3 questions important? First, defining success in your own terms ensures You aren't chasing someone else's dream. Many of us aren't exhausted because we're doing too much. We are exhausted because we are doing too little what truly fulfills us. As Browning Ware wrote in the top 5 regrets of dying, one of the biggest regrets that people have is not living life true to themselves. Second, the question about impact matters because making a positive difference on the lives of others gives life meaning. It's what makes us truly feel alive. Third, understanding your value is key because we all have unique strengths. But too often, we suppress them to fit societal expectations. When you ignore your natural talent, you create internal tension, a feeling being out of sync with who you really are. Now, once you have clarity on these 3 areas, you need to make space in your life with them. This won't just happen on its own. This is the way commitment comes in. You must fully commit to your new future. You must fully commit to a life you truly want. Because without commitment, you never begin. And the first step to real commitment is having the courage to release the past, to let go of the old version of yourself. Your new, better life will cost your old one. Once you release the past, you can fully step into a new future. One of the fast ways to do this is stop fixating on what you want and instead focus on who you must become. Fast forward 30 years. Who is the future version of you? What do they do lately? Where do they live? What kind of people do they surround themselves with? What quality do they embody? When you get clear on your future self, you can start making decisions today as if you are already the person. Because if you're feeling stuck, if you're uncertain about the next move, it's often because you're not fully connected to the person you're becoming. When you make choices from the perspective of your future self, your decisions become obvious. Your habits start to shift naturally. If I want to be someone who inspires others, if I want to create content that leaves a lasting impact, then my choice today must align with that vision. Once you have clarity, courage, and commitment, the next step is to create environments that make success inevitable. Because the fastest way to make progress in your life is to design environments that pulls you towards your goal. I used to wonder how successful people surround themselves with mentors and high achievers. And then I realized you can do that right now. Start by changing what you read, who you follow on social media, what you listen to, and what you watch. The first book I picked up on my journey was Brian Tracy, Tony Robbins, Alfred Adler, and other thought leaders. I may not have met them in person, but through their books, I was observing their knowledge and reshaping my mindset. When you upgrade your environment, you upgrade your life. And once you set yourself for the success, the final piece is consistency. Ask yourself, if you repeated today's action for an entire year, would you be closer or farther from your goal? If the answer is farther, something needs to change. Plan your ideal weeks. Schedule time for what truly matters. And most importantly, stay disciplined. You won't always be perfect. I'm not either. But progress isn't about perfection. It's about consistently showing up. One small step each day adds up. 365 steps from now, you can be unrecognizable. So take ownership of your life. Commit to your future. And start acting like the person you're meant to be today.